Just as the mango is special, so is everything else around our village. Now, the narrator he says that not only the mangoes are special, but everything around in our village is unique. We have a creeper growing in the ever so fine water of the village pond. Its flowers are a feast to behold. Get 2 leaves from the creeper when you go to the pond for your bath, and you will not have to worry about not having leaves on which to serve the afternoon meal. Now he says the water is also very clear and very fine of the pond, and there's a creeper that grows near the pond which has beautiful flowers which are a feast to behold, which are very good to look at. Behold means to look at. Get 2 leaves from the creeper. The leaves of the creeper are quite big. So he says that just get 2 leaves from the creeper when you go to the pond for your bath, and you will not have to worry about not having leaves on which to serve the afternoon meal. And then you won't have to worry that you don't have leaves on which to serve the afternoon meal. In South India, people put banana leaves generally on the plate and then they serve food. They don't serve food directly on the plate. So he says that you can use these creeper leaves because they are quite big to serve meal. You will say I'm rumbling. It is always like that when the subject of our village comes up. But enough. If any one of you would like to visit us, drop me a line. I will let you know where Hosahalli is and what things are like here. The best way of getting to know a place is to visit it. Don't you agree? Now he says that you must be feeling that I've started again straying away from the main point. I'm rumbling. I'm just appreciating everything of the village. But he says when the subject of his village comes, it happens like this only. He so much admires his village. He says, okay, enough. Now, if you want to visit us, just drop me a line. Just write to me, and I will let you know where Hosahalli is, how to reach there, and then you can see for yourself. The best way of knowing a place is to visit that place. What I'm going to tell you is something that happened 10 years ago. Now he's coming to the point. He's saying that now I'm going to tell you something that happened 10 years ago. We did not have many people who knew English then. During those times, they did not have many people who knew English. Our village accountant was the first one who had enough courage to send his son to Bangalore to study. Now, the village accountant was the first person to have courage to send his son to study to Bangalore. It is different now. There are many who know English. During the holidays, you come across them on every street. But now things have changed after 10 years, and many children go out to study. And during holidays, they come back home, so the streets are full of them talking in English. Those days, we did not speak in English. That is 10 years back. They did not know English, so they did not speak English. Nor did we bring in English words while talking. And they also did not mix English language while talking in their own Kannada language. In Kannada, what had happened is disgraceful. Now he does not really like the mixing of English words in Kannada. Believe me, the other day I was in Ramarao's house when they brought a bundle of firewood. Ramarao's son came out to pay for it. He asked the woman, "How much should I give you?" "4 pice," she said. The boy told her he did not have enough change. He did not have any change and asked her to come the next morning. The poor woman did not understand the English word change and went away muttering to herself. I too did not know. Later, when I went to Ranga's house and asked him, I understood what it meant. So he says, just a few days back, something really disgraceful happened. He did not like the mixing of English words and Kannada language. So he says that he went to Ramarao's house, who had bought a bundle of firewood, and Ramarao's son came out to pay for it. He asked the woman how much he should give her. She said 4 pice. He said he did not have any change. Any change means he did not have the pice, 4 pice to give her, that amount in small amount in coins, and asked her to come the next morning. The poor woman did not understand the English word change and went away muttering to herself. The woman did not understand what he was saying, and so she went away grumbling to herself. I too did not know. Even the narrator did not understand what change meant. Later, when he went to Ranga's house and asked him, he came to know that it meant small coins. This priceless commodity, the English language, was not so widespread in our village a decade ago. That is, 10 years ago, this English language, priceless commodity he is calling it, did not exist there. It was not widespread there. That was why Ranga's homecoming was a great event, and that is why it was a big event when Ranga came back home after studying for 6 months in Bangalore. People rushed to his doorstep announcing that the accountant's son has come back, has come. The boy who had gone to Bangalore for his studies is here, it seems. And come, Ranga is here, let's go and have a look. So people were very curious. They wanted to go and have a look at him. Attracted by the crowd, I too went and stood in the courtyard and asked, why have all these people come? There's no performing monkey here. So even the narrator was curious only. Even he went there. But when he saw so many people standing there, he just asked, why are these people here? There's no performing monkey. There isn't a monkey show going on here. A boy, a fellow without any brains, said, loud enough for everyone to hear, what are you doing here then? A youngster, immature and without any manners, thinking that all these things were now of the past, I kept quiet. So, one small boy, the narrator calls him brainless, without any brains and immature. He was bold enough to just put a question that why are you here then, if there isn't any show going on? But the narrator thought of him as an immature boy and let it go. Seeing so many people there, Ranga came out with a smile on his face. Had we all gone inside, the place would have turned into what people call the black hole of Calcutta. Now there were so many people that if all of them had entered Ranga's house, it would have become like a black hole. That is, it means that there wouldn't have been any place in his house. There were so many people, but the house was not as big to hold all of them. Thank God I did not. Everyone was surprised to see that Ranga was the same as he had been 6 months ago. When he had first left our village, an old lady who was near him ran her hand over his chest, looked into his eyes and said, the Genovera is still there. He hasn't lost his caste. She went away soon after that. Ranga laughed. Now, one old woman, she even ran her hand over his chest to check if he was wearing the sacred thread that the Hindus wear. And after seeing that he was still wearing his thread, she said he has not lost his caste. That is, he is the same old Ranga. And after that, she went away. Once they realized that Ranga still had the same hands, legs, eyes, and nose, the crowd melted away like a lump of sugar in a child's mouth. Now, if you put a lump of sugar in a child's mouth, it will definitely melt away very soon. Children are very fond of sweet. So, in the same way, when the people saw that Ranga had not changed, they gradually left the place, they went away. I continued to stand there. After everyone had gone, I asked, how are you, Rangappa? Is everything well with you? It was only then that Ranga noticed me. He came near me and did a namaskar respectfully, saying, I am all right with your blessings. Now, when the narrator did not leave the place, he stayed there and asked Ranga how he was. Ranga noticed him and he went near the narrator and respectfully he said namaskar. He greeted him, saying, I am all right with your blessings. I must draw your attention to this aspect of Ranga's character. He knew when it would be to his advantage to talk to someone and rightly assessed people's worth. So now the narrator, he feels a little flattered and says that, see, here I will want to draw your attention that Ranga was a very good judge of people. He knew whom he should talk to and make acquaintance with, because he would benefit by that, and rightly assessed people's worth. He rightly assessed the worth of the people. As for his namaskar to me, he did not do it like any present day boy, with his head up towards the sun, standing stiff like a pole without joints, jerking his body as if it was either a wand or a either it was a wand or a pole without joints, wand or a walking stick. So he says that Ranga did not wish him like the present day boys who keep their heads high towards the sun. They stand stiff like poles without joints. They don't want to bend, that is, and they jerk the body as if it was either a wand or a walking stick. So that means they don't show proper respect. They don't wish their elders as they should. But Ranga, he was different. He wished the narrator most humbly, nor did he merely fold his hands. He did not just fold his hands, he bent low to touch my feet. He bent properly low to touch his feet. May you get married soon, I said, blessing him. The blessing that the narrator gave him was, may you get married soon. After exchanging a few pleasantries, I left. After speaking some more polite things, he left. That afternoon, when I was resting, Ranga came to my house with a couple of oranges in his hand. A generous, considerate fellow. The narrator was further pleased because Ranga had not gone empty-handed to the narrator's house. He went there with a couple of oranges. It would be a fine thing to have him marry. The narrator was very much impressed by Ranga and he wanted him to get married. Settle down and be of service to society, I thought. He wanted him to settle down, get married, and be a part of their society. For a while we talked about this and that. Then I came to the point. Rangappa, when do you plan to get married? Now after talking for some time, he came to the point. The narrator asked Ranga what were his plans about marriage. I'm not going to get married now, he said. Why not? I need to find the right girl. I know an officer who got married 6 months ago. He was about 30 and his wife is 25, I'm told. They will be able to talk lovingly to each other. Let's say I married a very young girl. She may take my words spoken in love as words spoken in anger. So, Ranga said that he did not intend to marry soon because he needed to find the right girl, and he spoke of an officer who got married 6 months ago. He was 30 years old and his wife was 25. So, according to him, both were mature enough to understand each other. He says that if he married a young girl, she might not understand his words and misunderstand his words spoken in love as words spoken in anger. Recently, a troupe in Bangalore staged the play Shakuntala. There is no question of Dushyant falling in love with Shakuntala if she were young. He says that he had seen the play Shakuntala, and Dushyant wouldn't have fallen in love with Shakuntala if she had been too young, not mature enough, like the present day brides. Is there? What would have happened to Kalidas' play? He says that what would have happened to Kalidas' play then if Dushyant hadn't fallen in love with Shakuntala? If one gets married, it should be to a girl who is mature. Otherwise, one should remain a bachelor. That's why I'm not marrying now. So he said that a person should marry when the girl is mature enough, or he should not marry. He should remain a bachelor.